Hello, hello, welcome in. I know viewers, maybe really one of you. My thing is correct. Herr Forehead. That is live. Ooh. Alright. Well, we're back with more Ace Attorney. I think I already said it. Welcome in, welcome in. Where do we live? Right. We are starting the trial for Turnabout Serenade, where oh, welcome in, Amy. Having a good day? Hope you are too. We're starting the trial. Let me go over everything we've had. Oh, right, the lyrics. What is this? To ensure the efficiency and secrecy of our investigation, the bearer is hereby ordered to speak to no one outside the investigation concerning any details. Oh, right, the gag order. Alright, well, hopefully work isn't too bad or, well, enjoyable at least, you know? And, you can listen to me horribly voice act some Ace Attorney characters. The portrait, the murder weapon, how many bullets were fired? Oh wait, there was 2 in the walls. And then, her brooch, so she was in the room. The mixing board, which, oh right, the whole minigame. And then the keys, okay. Which are definitely Gavin's keys. Alright. July 9th, 10 a.m.
Court is now in session for... how do I say that?
Mahi Tobaya, Your Honor, the Pixie of the Arpeggio.
Right, this trial.
Never even says his name.
Court is in session.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is A-OK, Herr Judge.
Very well, Prosecutor Gavin.
My opening statement, yeah?
No, actually, there was something else I wanted to ask you.
Is he suddenly a fan of the Gaviners and the music? Oh, yes.
Say you're going to visit someone in the hospital with an incurable disease. What do you say to them?
Huh? Okay. Judge being random as hell.
I mean, you wouldn't say get well soon, right? You'd only be kicking them when they're down.
What are you talking about?
Actually, I'm going to visit someone who is terminally ill.
I mean, there is truth to that. Like, what do you say? What do you say to that? It's like... I can understand that point of view.
Right after this trial.
Oh. The Chief Justice's son. Is that Gavel's son? From Investigations? Or... is that another... is that another new character I don't know about yet? Huh. Also, they're terminally ill, so, wait. Never mind. The Chief Justice. Ah.
His son is afflicted with the most terrible disease. Doesn't have long, it seems.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So I thought I'd go pay him a visit.
That's a fair way to put it. Yeah. You should tell the judge that.
I thought saying something moving might be the order of the day.
Why don't grown-ups ever just say what's on their mind instead of pretending? True. There is a part of it, like you said, where kind of just being honest about it is like they understand it the most, right? So it's like, it doesn't feel good having somebody like even mention it sometimes, but he's like, it's also like they're probably gonna mention it, so I can understand. Why don't grown-ups ever just say what's on their mind instead of pretending? She's looking at me with something like disgust. Hey, what are you looking at me like that for?
In any case, I'm a bit busy today, so let's wrap this up quickly.
Well, it is not going to be a quick case.
Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement briefly.
Oh, you're in luck here, Judge. I believe you'll be going on your hospital visit sooner than you think. How does he believe Mahi did it, though? First, we need more information, too. Also, first to review the victim in this case. Romian Latous, age 35. The global manager for the diva songstress Lemurior. The cause of death, blood loss due to being shot by a large caliber revolver. Okay, having this on paper now is also important. He was shot by the gun. This report has all the details.
The court accepts this into evidence.
Let me go read that real quick.
45 caliber, that's quite large, isn't it?
Has something to prove. Between 9 and 9:30 p.m. Blood loss to the 45 caliber bullet wound. Time elapsed between shooting and death. Currently under review. Okay. The time frame may be important in this case.
A direct hit from that could knock a man off his feet.
Mm-hmm. Also, we never even mentioned the writing.
However,
the bullet struck him in his shoulder. The damage to the body was slight. Death was not immediate. I'm surprised it doesn't say anything about the bullet going all the way through. All the way through? Is the bullet still in there or no? Because we think it's 2 shots from the pistol, but we're unsure. Or does court record have that actually? Yeah, it doesn't say. Okay. Sadly, his blood loss was such that he could not be saved.
I suppose the victim's condition could have been much worse, considering.
Uh-huh. We do need that photo. 2 shots were fired. 1 shot missed. The other penetrated and passed through the victim's shoulder. Okay, we are going with what the conventional story was. Both bullets were found in the wall at the scene. Observe the diagram. This is where the bullets hit. Okay. So shot from behind also is kind of a problem.
I see. The court accepts this evidence.
Oh, we're probably gonna go to a 3D diagram too, huh?
If we're talking about a 45 caliber revolver, we must assume that the killer was adept at weapons use.
Really? Yeah, apparently. Weapons that size have a powerful kickback. If, say, the judge tried to fire one, it'd break every bone in. Damn! It'd break every bone in his body. The judge ain't that weak.
The defense will take more care in choosing examples.
As I was saying, the victim was shot backstage in a dressing room. This dressing room has only one entrance, this door.
That does seem to be the case, yes.
However, there were witnesses who heard the gunshots. Snappy snap, Clavier. He's talking about you and Emma, huh? Yet when the witnesses entered the room, it was empty. Save for the victim's body, of course. That is true, okay.
But that's impossible.
Unless it was a magic trick, Trucy. Exactly. This murder was impossible. Debatable. For all but one person.
One person?
That is, of course, the defendant, Mahi Tobias. Your reasoning?
Only this defendant could have committed the crime. But how?
It's quite simple. The circumstances of the crime scene make it clear.
Very well, I assume you have testimony to back up this claim. Please show the witness to the stand.
Ah, I guess she's the main detective, so that makes sense. Your name and profession, please. Emma Sky. I'm a detective for the police department. I was on security detail at the concert forum that night. She's no gumshoe. Emma seems tired somehow.
Security at the concert, you say?
Some security I was. Couldn't even stop a murder. Huh?
Now, don't blame yourself. Things like this happen. I've made even bigger mistakes in my career, you know.
I'm sure that makes her feel much better. Hell yeah. Hey, if we all admit to our mistakes, then a few murders here and there is fine, right? Smile. I want to hear about these bigger mistakes. In any case, because you were on security detail, the crime was quickly discovered. And we were able to identify the killer. Howdy face. You may give the court your testimony if you would. Describe the circumstances of that day and your discovery of the crime, please. Alright. Alright, Emma. What was that? Murderous contradictions? Circumstances. That night, the night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. He does love to pout. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. At the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. Third set, I heard shots. I went into the room filled with blaring rock music and found the body. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it. What? Only the defendant? Wait, we didn't see anybody. Because we also entered to... Huh. There's nobody in there, though.
It was lucky that a detective was the first on the scene.
But that door was the only way out of the room, right? Yeah, pretty much. Then I don't get it. How can they say that Mahi did it? Looks like we need a bit more information. Yeah, this is probably just going to be pressed for information.
Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination.
Uh-huh. I don't even know how Mahi's involved yet. The night of the murder, I was on security backstage. The night of the murder was the night of the concert. Yes. That's right. What was a detective doing on security detail, might I ask? If it was only a concert. My thoughts exactly. But orders are orders. Even when they come from rock gods. I understand your plight, Emma. Prosecutor Gavin. Yes, allow me to explain. I smelled something that day, you might say. The stench of conspiracy. That day at the concert hall. Conspiracy? Huh. Well, isn't it obvious? My keys. That whole morning. No, the whole day was ruined. Maybe keep track of your keys. And it's all because someone stole my keys. I couldn't ride my hog to the show. I couldn't open my guitar case. There he goes again. Isn't it possible he simply misplaced them? True, but then, them being involved in the case is to misplace them. Misplaced items don't just wander into a murder victim's hand on their own.
What's this? Prosecutor Gavin, if your keys were in the victim's hands, that makes you a prime suspect.
Alright. Love, slow acting, and new. Quinine is waiting for you.
Just because that was very cool doesn't mean you're not a suspect.
He's seeing something. Does everything with this guy have to do with this to be so over the top? Killing happened in, okay. Fair alibi. The killing happened in the middle of my concert. I was like a sailor, adrift on a sea of sound. Anyway, I didn't want anything else stolen. So I put the detective with the most time on their hands to the task. Damn, dissing Emma too?
I see. I can accept that.
Well, I can't. What do you mean time on their hands?
Please, the testimony.
Time on your hands, Emma. Only they let you be a forensic scientist. And you'd be very happy. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. We were let in, though. I didn't know about that. I certainly didn't invite you. I gave the Fräulein special permission to be there. I wanted to see her again. Oh boy, did you hear that? We're officially involved now. Okay. Is that because he has an interest in Trucy? Or because Trucy's connected to Wright? Gee, thanks. Some other hangers-on tried to get backstage, but I drove them off. So no other outsiders were there then. And then... Okay. At the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. And I wish I remembered what exactly the, I wish you'd replay the, like, the shots going off, because I would like to hear them again. I believe we were having a chat when we heard the shots. We were the one chatting. I was eating snackoos. Nom 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 nom.
Ah, hey! No snacking
In court. I don't think you're gonna get snackooed. Please snack you in. Aw. And you're sure the shots came from Lemurior's room? Yes, absolutely. Hey, I'm the one being cross-examined here. Here, this'll keep you quiet. I get snackooed? God damn it. Ah, thanks. So, he eats it too. How about Emma? You were right there. Had to be mistaken about that.
Please either talk or eat, not both at the same time.
Right, so after that, me and Mr. Lawyer there opened the dressing room door. I love the snackoo gimmick. I went into the room filled with blaring rock music and found the body. With no witness, or no murderer. Rock. Blaring, yes.
When you say rock, are you referring, perhaps, to this rock and roll music that's so popular these days?
Right. Or is he still set in an age where rock and roll is like new, quote unquote? That's right. When we went into the dressing room. Music was blaring over the speaker on the wall. Okay. They pipe sound. They pipe sound from the stage into the backstage through speakers. That way, people in the back can hear, but when they're supposed to be on stage. Did it have to be so loud? Don't listen to the Gavineers with your ears. You feel it with your entire body and soul. Goes into guitar riff. I always have the backstage monitors at full volume. When we walked in the room, the band was playing Guilty Love, I believe. Okay. Making it easy to determine the time of the crime. Guilty Love?
If you could hear that music playing, then everyone on stage for that song has an alibi, including myself.
Anyway, I closed off the scene and started my investigation. There is the misbeat too, I guess, right? What about the misbeat, which is like currently irrelevant, but the miscue, maybe that was our murder shot or whatever. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it. Uh-huh. How can you know something like that? As I said, it was clear from the circumstances. Listen, you know there was only one exit from that room, that door. The small window only opened a tiny crack. And I was standing in front of that door. We don't have... I want proof that this gun was fired twice. And also that that door was never opened. Or the window was never opened. So, how could the killer have fled the scene? There's only one possibility. The air vent. Right. I forgot about that. The air vent, take the stepladder up to the air vent.
Oh!
But that air vent was too small. Who could possibly? Exactly. A kid. There's certainly no way you could get through, nor me. The only one who could fit through was a child. A child? Remember, access to those rooms was limited. Only those involved with the concert were allowed. And of all the people involved with the concert, only one is small enough to be considered a child.
The defendant?
The pixie of the arpeggio flitted up towards the sky and disappeared from the scene of the crime. The pixie of arpeggio. That's a cool nickname. But that's just conjecture. Oh, there was no other way out of that room. Debatable. You were there. You should know, Herr Forehead. And there is another vital piece of evidence. Evidence? What? See. Marks were found on the air vent grill. Traces that had recently been opened. Wait, what? And something else was found, quite clearly. This is where Emma starts forensics. The defendant, Mahi Tobias' fingerprints. Oh, what? Yeah. Reveal new information to me.
Order!
That air vent was the only way out of the room. The defendant's fingerprints were found on the grill. Well, Herr Forehead, what fairy tale does this suggest to you? Only one could pass through that vent, that doorway to heaven. And that one is our pixie. Yeah. These are some good metaphors. Why are you looking at me, Apollo? Hey, I was out whooping it up in the audience. So this was his decisive evidence.
Quite decisive indeed. I believe that's enough of that. The prosecution has a rather convincing case. The only way in and out of the crime scene was watched, making the defendant the only one who could have possibly leave the scene. Simple and decisive.
It's done before we even got anywhere.
I believe we've heard enough to determine our verdict. Even if I wasn't in a hurry to make a hospital visit.
I'm sure the Chief Justice will appreciate the gesture. Unfortunately, we have no direct witnesses. Fortunately, the criminal left decisive evidence for us. That will have to be enough. I don't like it. Can't be over already.
Very well, I believe this trial is finished. If the defense has no contradicting evidence.
I don't think we have anything. Because, well, I can bring up a lot of things that are probably unrelated. I would say mainly the brooch for now. And also, I would very much like a closer look at this revolver. But I don't know if they're going to say that either. The prosecution has presented our proof clear and plain. If you have contradicting evidence, it better be clear and plain. Apollo, they've got us on the ropes already. We'd better come up with something quick. I know. Hank, what can get us out of this? I knew it. They're going to make me do something. We need evidence or a witness that can prove Mahi is innocent beyond a doubt. Without that,
Mr. Justice, do you have contradicting proof that can overturn the prosecution's case? If you do, you'd better tell us about it now.
One second. Let me read this text. Text from me mum. So, there we go. Alright, I'm back. This is it, and so on. If I mess this one up, it'd be all over. Oof. Wow. They're giving me a full reign, huh? Okay. That's a safe scum if I've ever seen one. Show evidence or call a witness. Shoot. I mean, I don't think it's the gun, unfortunately. Because they would say the gun was fired or whatever, and it's probably just going to give me the, you're wrong. Personally, I think the brooch is very suspicious. At the very least. From a gunshot wound. He also gave me the option for a... We could go with the kid's blind. The kid's blind. Wink, wink. I might try that. The kid's blind. Your Honor, the kid is blind. Prosecutor Gavin, you claim that there was no witnesses to this crime. Are you absolutely certain? Absolutely. I'd swear it on my career as a prosecutor. And on my million-seller hit. Atroquinine, my love. Let me look up that word. Is that like a musical instrument? Atroquinine. It is synthetic substance. Whoa, okay. Oh, wait. I saw, yeah. Okay, that might have just spoiled me. My bad. Said it was a poison, so hopefully that wasn't too spoilery. And then I stopped looking. There he goes again. Man, I really hope I don't just spoil me. But, I mean, we'll find out. That's too bad, because there was a witness.
Ho, really now? But how did you come to possess knowledge the prosecution clearly does not?
Because I was the only one in the world who knows this. What's going on? I just talked to him, and now... He's alive. Mr. Latouche, can you hear me?
Cold. So cold. Witness. Cold?
Don't worry, you're going to be fine. Help is on the way.
Can't see.
Witness can't see?
Hang in there.
Hang in there, Mr. Latouche. Tell me, who was the witness?
The witness is Siren.
Supposedly.
What? The victim said this before he died.
Perhaps he did, and perhaps he did not. I was the witness. What do you mean by that? All we know is what Herr Forehead says he said. It's no testimony, especially since it comes from the defense attorney himself. But it's the truth. He said it. I even told you about it. But apparently you ignored me completely. It's my policy to fully investigate everything I deem relevant. Clearly this rookie lawyer thinks he can tell me how to do my job.
That's enough. Mr. Justice, we need clear contradictory proof from you. This witness of yours unknown to the prosecution. I hope you're right. Failure carries a stiff penalty.
Perhaps. A stiffer penalty than usual is called for. Double penalty. There's no backing out now.
Let's hear the name of your witness, Mr. Justice.
Well, going off of that, what he said, I have to go with Lemurior.
Lemurior?
Recall Mr. Latus's last words.
The witness is Siren. The Siren? Aha! He meant the Siren!
That's right. The Siren of the ballad, Lemurior. Lemurior was only on stage for the second set. And she had access to the backstage area. She could have been a witness.
I see. Well, Prosecutor Gavin.
My claim still stands. There was no witness to this crime scene.
Very well. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth then, shall we? We will now take a break from Detective Emma Sky's cross-examination. Please show Lemurior to the witness stand.
You got her. Lemurior would say nothing the night of the murder. Oh, right. Yeah, because she didn't... we needed a client. And, well, we're defending your what's it called? Your partner. Not today, though. Today we'll drag that story out of her no matter what it is. It's my distinct honor to welcome the Siren of the Ballad to our court. You are too kind.
Ah, you can speak English?
Yes, I can. Though I am not very good. There's much I do not know.
You speak so well. Have you spent time here before?
The age-old, I'm not very good, but speaks perfect English. Actually, I do not know how I came by my knowledge of your language. Nor where I studied it. What? That's an interesting tidbit. What does she mean? She doesn't know. Seems amnesia-esque. I, too, thought to call her as witness, but I did not. I had a reason, of course. What's that? Lemurior suffers from amnesia. God damn it.
Amnesia?
Lemurior is not my true name. I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on stage. Oh, she's even more mysterious than I thought. As lauded singer Lemurior, she lives a good life. There are little difficulties for her thanks to her success. Yet, I do not wish to subject her to unnecessary stress. She's a witness.
I see.
Her amnesia is irrelevant, currently.
I care surprisingly little about people's pasts. You have nothing to fear in this court, Lemurior.
Thank you. There's something I do not understand. I'm being called as a witness. What might I say? No one will tell me anything of what happened. That is true. The whole gag order, like, made no sense either. But okay.
Lemurior, let me be frank. I do not want to ask you to be up here to testify, yet that young gentleman with the wide forehead over there was adamant that you stand.
Hey, it's a shiny wide forehead. Thank you very much.
Oh my.
Congratulations, Apollo. You're the bad guy.
Well, now that you're here, please give us your testimony. If nothing else, the sound of your voice is welcome.
Very fair.
Tell us what you saw on the night of the crime.
Ah, okay.
What I saw. As for what I saw nothing. That night, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second.
No. I think we can contradict that with Brooch.
I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details.
From Apollo himself.
I must say, you sound wonderful. Just testify.
God. You wanted to be creepy about it, I guess. I hope he wasn't too distracted to hear what she was actually saying.
There you have it. She saw nothing that night. Now we can only pray that the defense has the sense to admit defeat and refrain from detaining her here longer than need be. Okay.
Oh, wow, you just got better, Apollo. Way to go.
Oh, very well, Mr. Justice. Keep it short and sweet.
Mirior wouldn't talk to me the night of the crime. She must know something, and I've got to find out what.
Aha.
Okay.
What I saw.
I'm a presser. I saw nothing. You were looking with your eyes, were you not? You must have seen something. Mr. Latouche named you.
Mr. Latouche.
Also, the relationship's probably going to be called into question. And her relationship with Mahi, too.
How can I tell you what I don't know?
Actually, Latouche was a recent, like a few months manager, right? Or whatever. Meteor, he said you were the witness with his dying words.
I do not know what he meant to say, but that night I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did.
Look at Apollo being all embarrassed. It was a great concert, you know? I just loved your voice.
You heard me sing. Thank you.
I was hoping I could get an autograph later, actually. Oh, Apollo.
Russian. Of course.
She's very pretty. I'll give her that. And apparently a very good voice.
Mr. Justice, this is a cross-examination. You're out of line. If anyone deserves an autograph here, it's me. One of my gavel would be nice.
Hey, we can both get autographs, Judge.
Herr Judge.
Oh,
what's this?
Gavin gives his own autograph?
It's my autograph.
Now keep this trial moving.
What? Oh, my grandchild will be so happy.
Ah, he likes it. Apparently his grandson is a big fan. Judge grandson coming in as the next judge. Confirmed.
Let us continue, shall we? If you would, Mirior. Tell us what you did after your stellar performance. I did not return backstage after the...
I think we can we can present the brooch to that, probably.
I did not return backstage once. Where were you then? What were you doing? I was cleaning up on stage. There are many things I must do for a performance other than simply sing.
Fair. And was Mahi with you at that time? Unfortunately, I do not know where you went. This kid gets around for being blind, is all I want to say. So much for an alibi for Mahi. Also, he doesn't have like a cane or any assistance stuff for being blind either. I was led by the police to the Mr. Gavin's dressing room. With Mahi, correct? How was he then? He seemed as he always does. I believe he was shocked by the news of Mr. Latusse's death. Yet, he is not the type to show much emotion. Ah. Yes, he's given the police no end of headaches. Because he doesn't speak English? He answers most questions with silence, and those glinting frames speak nothing. The questioning hasn't gone very far yet. I remembered I need to, like, look for her towel, probably. He sat there, waiting. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. Uh-huh. How was the incident explained to you? I was told nothing in detail. Only that Mr. Latousse died.
Of course, investigations require some security.
Mr. Latousse was my manager. Yeah, she's like definitely involved. I wanted to know more. I should have been told. Yeah, I would have. Both Mahi and I beside ourselves with concern. Huh. No, we let him leave the room when we went to talk to her. Also, she does this hand pose, is the only thing I see right now. Allow me to apologize, but please understand. Keeping you in the dark was as painful for me as it was for you. Yes, I understand. What doesn't ring true about her testimony? It's hard to imagine Lemire you're lying. She might not be lying, but she's hiding something. Why wouldn't she tell me the night of the murder? Was where I learned something I wasn't told in detail. I think it has to be. Did not return. What about the brooch? Found at the crime scene. Yep. I'm sorry, Lemire, but I'm having trouble believing you. Oh. Not even a flinch. You remember this brooch, do you not? Why, that's Lemire. She was wearing it for her song. Care to add that to the testimony, Prosecutor Gavin? We got him, coach! What? This brooch was found after the murder took place. At the very scene of the crime. What? Lemire. How did your brooch get backstage if you did not go there yourself? And as Prosecutor Gavin has just told us, you had been wearing it during your performance that night. That's her shocked. Her veil gets lifted up. Ooh. Wait, is the upside down mean something in whatever Virginian language it is? Interesting. I wonder if that's the tell. Or, well, not the tell, but some part of the lore.
What is the meaning of this? Lemire, please explain.
Lemire. Alright. Gavin speaks Borginian? She says English is quite difficult. That trick's not going to work here. Your forehead may be large, but you are a lawyer, truly. Damn. Even Lemire said in shade. But you have missed one important fact. What now? In fact, at the time of the incident, I went backstage, but only for a moment. What? Think back to the moment of the crime. You know whereof I speak. Uh-huh. Oh, wait. Is she really saying all that? What's she talking about, Apollo? Right when the incident occurred. Ah! She's talking about that! Yeah, watch this room for me. I have to call for backup. Right, understood. You want me to make sure no one comes in, right? Mr. Latus, can you hear me?
Cole.
Yeah.
Witness.
You're cold, don't worry. Yes. This is when she went backstage? Ah! That's true, okay. What? Emma? What was that? Who's there? What's wrong? Emma, did you see anyone just now? Huh? No, I could have sworn I heard the door close. Okay. Huh. I looked into the room. Just a glance, mind you. So this was when your brooch I feel like it was probably there before, but I'm not sure. I cannot confirm or deny currently. That explains that. Also, Clavier speaks Virginian, so he can understand Mahi, I guess. Wink, wink. It does. There's no other time I could have dropped it. But that's ridiculous. You only looked for an instant, but you dropped your brooch? Bang. Herr Forehead. She has raised a possibility. The only thing that can counter that is evidence.
So she looked in at the crime scene.
Actually, I intended to go into the dressing room. I knew nothing of what had happened, of course. So why did you only peek and then leave? And that the moment I opened the door, I heard a horrible voice. Oh? Herr Forehead shouted. Who's there? No doubt. A horrible voice. Hey, the chords of steel take me far, okay, Clavier? A horrible. I closed the door immediately. And...
Well, that explains the brooch. Let's return to your testimony.
That's way too convenient. She's hiding something. Lemire, you did look into the room, though, right? Yes.
Testify as to what you saw.
Very well, though it was only the briefest of glimpses. I don't like that praying pose for her. Well. You can press her on this, I believe. There's also that pose, maybe. Wait. I didn't perceive. I wanted to press her first. It probably used that sentence, so. What did you see in that brief glimpse? I only just opened the door slightly when I heard that horrible voice.
And shut the door.
I have always wondered, Herr Forehead. Does that voice of yours lack a volume, now? It's my cords of steel, man. Just back off. Told you. It always is the cords of steel. I saw nothing. I saw nothing, the late Mr. Latus. Oh, wait. She's sideways glancing in this one. It's probably this one. And also, I don't think it was behind a wall. A wall? Was there a wall there? Is what in English? A division or a partition, I believe. Yeah, but it wasn't closed. It was a large dressing room divided into two halves. And the murder took place in the inside half. Because that partition might have hidden the body. Might. What are you lying about? It could be her fingers down there. I kind of think it's her eyes, though. Ah, nothing, huh? Okay. Here again. Oh, wait, I can't get that low? Okay. Interesting. Ooh, okay. I can't go past the witness stand, so, I mean, she, like, blinks twice, but blinking's natural. Bang. The veil moves, so it's like hard to tell. That should be something that doesn't move when, God, and it doesn't let me go that low. Okay. Is there any statement where she has her hands up? No. Fuck, okay. I feel like it has to be this sentence where she's lying. I saw nothing. Ah, she's swallowing. There it is. Hate to catch somebody swallowing. Kinda. Gulp, gulp, gulp.
Gotcha!
That's a weird tell, but sure. You can't swallow on Apollo. The late Mr. Latusse's body, you say? Yes. He knows something. Ah. He wasn't dead yet. And also, if you only glance, how do you know he was dead or whatever? I don't know. You know something more about Mr. Latusse's death than you're saying. What? I could see you trying not to remember, but the effort made you swallow. You can't fool my eyes. It is true. It was so terrible, after all. Why did Miss Latouche have to be shot? That's more information than just a brief glance, I'll tell you. One moment, Lemurior. Yes? What was that you just said? Why did Mr. Latouche have to be shot? Yes? She was hiding something, I knew it. Lemurior, I'm afraid you haven't realized it yet, but your words just now contradict your testimony. Thank you very much. Huh? How could that be? Take this! Lemurior contradicted her own testimony. And I have the evidence to prove it. Oof. Could it be the shot in the shoulder? Or the autopsy report? It might actually be the partition where, like, she couldn't really see. I think it might be the partition. I do not misunderstand the meaning of contradiction. It is you who contradict, Mr. Fine, fine. Huh? Your evidence is meaning. Wrong evidence! I think, why did he have to be shot? Take this. It could be the or she's not supposed to know? Or, well... It could be this, too, huh? Tell me, Lemurior, how did you know he had been shot? Huh? Well, Immediately following the incident, a gag order was placed on the scene. This is a document proving that. In your testimony, you told the court. No one told me anything about the incident, yeah. Okay, I was right in thinking that it was like, how did she know he was shot? But I didn't think that it was the gag order is the evidence I needed. Ooh, she's starting to sweat, okay. Furthermore, you testified that you had seen nothing. That's what I was lashing on to. Yet you knew that Mr. Latouche had been shot. How could you have known? We got him. Uh-huh. I wonder what her veil says. And also, why is her veil, less transparent on the backside?
Lemurior! You aren't hiding something from this court, I hope.
That sweet song of hers was sounding a little too sweet. Now I remember. Please, allow me to add to my testimony. Of course. All we want to know is the truth. She looks kind of pale, huh? Uh-huh. This is where she is covering for Mahi. She saw something, I know it. Even the victim said so. Uh-huh. I saw bullet holes in the wall and knew Mr. Latouche had been Not a horrible addition. Only a glimpse. You knew there were bullet holes? Yes. I recognized them immediately. I've seen bullet holes before, you know. Ma'am, you have amnesia. You have traveled the world as a singer. You must have sung in places far more dangerous than our country. I go wherever my voice is needed. Those places are many these days. That's really cool. I hope I get to travel like the Lemurior someday. Trucy Wright, the Wandering Magician. I plan on recording my next album overseas. Their studios have a different sound, you know? Maybe I should go on a Chords of Steel tour, too. I'm sure you can get some metal fans. Apollo. How do I press this? Oh, wait. I don't know if I have evidence to say that, though. And knew Mr. Latouche had been shot. I don't think I can just flat out say she has amnesia. Probably the pistol, maybe? Nope. God damn it. This evidence clearly contradicts, Your Honor.
Not at all. Mr. Justice, please think over the facts.
This is gonna be a save, I guess. Cross-examining. Lemurior. I saw bullet holes in the wall and knew Mr. Latouche had been shot. That means she had to enter the room, though, I think. Maybe that's the reasoning. This could be the diagram. It could be the diagram. I'm gonna try the diagram. Yeah, there we go. Lemurior, they call you the siren of the ballad. But lies are hardly becoming of such a creature. You should look up what siren is, Apollo.
A put-down worthy of our prosecutor, Mr. Justice.
Such put-downs are hardly becoming of you, Apollo. Stop polishing your forehead and start polishing your character, yeah? Come on, can I be cool for once? Observe the diagram. The mirror. The door. The door swings to the right. That's the real reason for it. But, I mean, so she would have had to enter the room. Mirior, you looked in from the door for just a moment. Correct. Yes, that is so. There were bullet holes in the room, yes? But they were in the wall the door is on. Huh? You see, assuming you merely glanced into the room, you couldn't have seen those bullet holes. Yow.
Lemurior?
Yes?
I'm afraid the defense has raised a good point. It appears you have been holding back something.
And I must tell you what it is that I saw. That is the point of a testimony.
Yes. The happenings in this trial are being recorded. And I'm certain it will be in the news in Borginia. You understand your reputation is at stake. It falls to you to avoid tarnishing it.
I mean, what's a little lie when a murder charge compared to a murder charge for reputation? Personally speaking, I still believe that cross-examining her will yield us absolutely nothing. Well, she knows something, Clavier. But she knew how Mr. Latouche died, and he named her as a witness. You must have seen something, Lemurior.
Very well. Lemurior, please continue your testimony.
Very well, I shall. What I saw, too, okay. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. Okay, you need to give us a diagram of the map, then. Also, a gloved hand. That is a gloved hand. Latouche was not wearing gloves, though. Unless his hands are just... That looks like a gloved hand. Huh. Oh, I'm kind of in the way. Gloved hands. There was something like a little window there. Well, that's how I saw it. Somebody could have shot through that little window, too. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But it wasn't mine. It was a Grove. It was a Grove person. I know it was.
So, you did witness the crime. And the killer was a grown person, you say?
This is my first time hearing this, I assure you. That's why you have to listen to the testimonies. Nice play, Herr Forehead. Huh?
Very well. Mr. Justice.
You may begin your cross-examination. Please call me Herr Forehead, Mr. Judge. Great going, Apollo. You were right about Lemurior. What's wrong? You don't look happy. This whole thing smells fishy, that's what's wrong. Yeah, a little bit. Huh? Cross-examination. I'm a presser. Yeah. See what she has to say. So you were heading towards the dressing room? Yes. So this is a little before she opened the dressing room door and dropped her brooch. Yes. At the same time, Emma and I heard those shots. I was on my way back. There's something like a little window there. Open / close the little window. Oh wait, it also says do not open. What exactly is something like a little window? Yes, well, window is the best word I know in English. I think this is how it is said, yes. You need not worry, Lemurior, your choice of words is impeccable. There is a small window in the dressing room in question. Perhaps the defense remembers this detail. That little window on the wall. Where open? Or where'd the glass pane go? I saw the crime from there. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. You were certain you heard 2 shots fired. Yes, quite certain. I was on my way to the backstage exit. This was where I heard a faint sound, like a gunshot. Wondering what it had been, I peered through the window. That is when I heard the second gunshot, much closer. First, then second. She was watching the second. Okay. And there were 2 bullet holes at the scene. No contradictions so far. Yep. It all happened on the other side of that window. There was nothing I could do. But it wasn't Mahi. Our own person. It wasn't Mahi who shot. Are you sure? Yes, quite certain. It amuses me that you would question her testimony. It is testimony in your favor. Isn't it my job to object? Well, why no objection? Yeah, Apollo. What are you thinking? Trucy, let's just listen to what the Mirior has to say. Can you tell me about how you were so sure? Yes, of course. You see. It's also called getting to the bottom of the truth. I was a grown person. I know it. A grown person? That's a little vague. I'm sorry. My skill with your language is lacking, I know.
Certainly, you could at least see whether the shooter was a male or female.
It was a man. A young man. Okay.
And you're sure of that?
Yes. His voice was quite clear. They talked. A voice. Also, it looked like it was like from here-ish. Because like, you can see the hanger racks, and this is where the window is.
Looking at this diagram, it seems the dressing room was quite cluttered. It doesn't seem likely that you wouldn't have had a clear view of the shooter.
As a singer, I rely more on my ears than my eyes. When I hear a voice, I do not forget it. Okay. Can you put that to the test? That voice was the voice of a man. Oh, so you heard a voice, but wait. Couldn't that have been the victim, Mr. Latouche? Absolutely not. Did I not just say that I do not forget a voice? Okay. A voice she hasn't heard, then? I mean, if you're a Daryan, from what we have is... I'm leaning to Daryan. If it was Mr. Latouche who spoke, I would have known.
Indeed. So you were at the window and you heard the shooter's voice, the voice of a young man.
Apollo, this is a good testimony. That proves it wasn't mine.
Indeed. If this turns out to be true, it would cast this case in a considerably different light. What is the defense's opinion of this testimony? Oh, fuck.
Haha. That's the question, Your Honor, isn't it? Hmm. I feel like we have to go as contradictory. I don't know. It sounds really nice, but I feel like it's contradictory. Though it pains me to say this. There's something about Lemurior's testimony that rings false. Huh. Bravo, Herr Forehead. You're colder than I thought. I'm sure you remember what the problem is as well as I do, Gavin. As has been established, no grown man could have passed through that air vent. Ah. See, I just vibe checked that, and I was like, I think there's something wrong. I don't know what it is, but he couldn't have fled the scene of the crime. But that means Lemurior has to be lying. I know, and I know it's bad for our case, but I can't shut my eyes to this. Believe me, the idea was tempting. It is, as Herr Forehead says. Yet, this is not the only contradiction within her testimony. What next? What's he talking about? Lemurior. I understand why you would want to protect mine. Yet remember, you are the siren of the bell, and lies do not become such a creature. I think sirens are like inherently liars, right? Like, unless they're saying some other kind of siren. Siren. Greek mythology sirens are female human-like beings with alluring voices. They appear in a scene. And then they sing their song to attract the men, and then they kill them. So, yeah. I don't know about that one. But we can rock it. There we go.
What does the prosecution mean?
Apollo? What's he talking about? How come no one bats an eye when he says stuff like that? I recall the state of the crime scene quite well. You have no trust yet, huh? The state of the room. Yes, and when the murder took place, that window was closed. Thank you. I find it hard to believe you could hear a voice through it. What? But I'm sure. Huh, Lemurior. I have nothing but the highest regard for your musical sense. But my opinion of you as a witness is somewhat lesser. Damn. I mean, I don't disagree. But she's the only eyewitness we have. So you say. And the victim named her, the siren, as the witness. That's right. That's what Mr. Letou said. We heard your claim, and we even entertained the possibility, and it brought us to this. Ha! Hey, Herr Judge.
Yes.
The prosecution requests that the witness be excused. I thought I said executed for a second. Be excused. Please.
I'm afraid I must honor the prosecution's request. There is indeed a question of the witness's credibility.
But if Lemurior can't testify, then we don't have a chance of proving Mahi's innocence.
This cross-examination is over. Prosecutor Gavin, you may continue making your case.
Donka. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. I would like to hear from Fräulein Detective again. Oh, wait. Let me hear Lemurior's testimony one last time.
But the cross-examination is already over. Until such a time as the need arises, this witness may leave the stand.
sorry I could not be more that's on you. So you could get away with it, maybe. Oh. I don't know about that. She was lying, at least. At last, back to the real trial. Ready, Herr Forehead? I hope I didn't just miss my only chance. Foreline detective, how far have we gotten? Had we gotten until we were so rudely interrupted? Don't ask me. I dislike saying the same thing twice. And I never repeat a song for an encore.
If you would, Miss Sky.
I believe I was saying that the only way Mr. Latus's killer could have escaped was through that air vent on the ceiling.
Ah, yes, there was only one door in the room. And a witness.
What if they never left? There's also the whole, what if they never left? 'Cause there's also the whole,
Ooh. And a witness who was standing in front of it.
they never left the room until and Apollo made a dumb decision and left the room himself unattended to. And then that's how Mahi got involved accidentally, because they were moving the body? Question mark? Or Latus wasn't actually dead and he moved the body. I don't know. They never let.
And a witness who was standing in front of it.
I can see how Mahi was accidentally included in, well, knocked out and brought to stage or whatever. That air vent isn't very big, see. Kind of limits the people who could possibly get through.
I certainly would have had a difficult time.
You sure would. Not that you would have been there in the first place, though.
What are you saying? I'm quite the fan of a Gavinier.
Remember, the whole backstage area was off limits to people not involved with the concert. The only one who meets the conditions for our killer is the defendant. A virtuoso performance. I couldn't have put it better myself. Emma, you're better than this.
She does state a clear case. Though, reading the report, something's caught my eye.
Oh, what's that?
The circumstances of the defendant's arrest.
Huh? The circumstances again. Hey, that's right, Apollo. Remember when we found Mahi? That was bizarre. Thank you. She's right. Why did Mr. Latus's body disappear from the room? Why is it holding a guitar? And guitar pick? I mean, it's better than it would just ending with them declaring the victim, right? Because we did need to go over this. And end up on top of the stage tower. Holding a guitar, no less. Perceptive observation here, Judge.
Thanks. It was kind of an accident, really. But you work in this job long enough. You get a nose for things.
The judge sure seems pleased with himself. Yeah, he was about to kill. He almost declared our defendant guilty way earlier. Very good, four-line detective. Perhaps you can tie it all together for us. Why was the body moved? And how does that lead us to the killer? Ba-da-ba-bum. All right. I believe Mahi stole the body because of some lyrics. Time to reread these. Grabs us through the fire, burning on in my. Oh wait. Guitar, up together to the sky. Could be it. Oh wait. Like a bullet of fire, take my life away. Okay. Okay. Move the body to match the Meteor's song. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim. And Mahi practically left his signature at the scene. Ah, what do you mean by that? All of this evidence clearly points to the defendant. Oh, thank you for the raid! Whoa, damn! Thank you, Riki Styles. I'm Azrren. I'm playing some Ace Attorney. Trying to be big brain about it, but I'm just a Herr Forehead. But we are continuing on case 3. How was your stream, Ryuki? Hope you had a good time. Where is it? Underscore style. Ooh. There we go. Perfect. Lemire your song. Yes, the guitar serenade. A horrible lyric song. You noticed it's code 2, did you not? Ryuki Ray. It's code. All the events. Oh, nice. Are you further than me, or I don't know, where are you at in Ace Attorney? All the events that day follow the lyrics of our song. They sure did. First, the keys my heart held on to so tightly were stolen. Then, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames on the stage. Wait for that. Nice. That's the third game of Apollo Justice? Probably. Oh. Why did why'd my SO go out a second time? Weird. Anyways. Spirit Jess. Well, I hope you're having a good time with that. I will get there one day, surely. I'm having a good time with Ace Attorney myself, and I am, what's it called? Enjoying new mechanics for sure. Doing some horrible voice impressions and figuring things out as we go. Then Prosecutor's Gavin guitar burst into flames on the stage. Mr. Latusse's life was taken by a bullet. The rest hardly needs explanation. Guitar, up together to the sky. That's mad! It's like a story out of some fairy tale. Yeah, it is a bit mad. I admit I'd forgotten about the song. I didn't, but also... there it is now, waiting for me. The grand finale, as it were. Hey, you know, I was the one who first noticed that. I heard of jumping rope to songs and counting to songs. But killing? It's a wide world out there, Herr Judge. Very well. We've heard one song and dance. Let's get to the next, the cross-examination. I'm not so sure I'm going to be doing much singing. We'll find out, huh? I'm Oppressor, as usual. I believe Mahi stole the body because of the lyrics. Who would steal a body just to match some lyrics? I didn't believe it myself, but it can't be just a coincidence. It is as Four-Line Detective says. Let us begin with the first verse, if you would, Four-Line Detective. What? You want me to sing it? Am I singing? Ooh. You are the witness, yeah? Or did you want me to sing? I warn you, my fee as vocalist is not trivial. Fine. She actually has to sing it. Let's look at the first... let's look at the first part of the lyric, shall we? When you stole away the keys, my heart held on to so tight. Indeed, my favorite heart-shaped keyring was stolen that morning.
Why are the lyrics all related to Clavier, huh? Next, we go to the right page of the lyric sheet, where we find, burning on in my heart, fire, burn my love away, all away. Also, these lyrics are absolutely wild. Probably makes so much more sense in, as we know, Prosecutor's Gavin guitar bursts into flame. Anyway, as I was saying, these lyrics like make no sense in English. Probably makes so much more sense in Japanese, but I guess they had to translate it like this probably because it's part of the murder case. Like a bullet of love, fire, take my life away, all away. Mr. Latusse's life was taken by a bullet. Bravo, Fräulein Detective. You're singing. It's not bad. Thank you, Clavier. Now for the finale. Guitar, guitar, up together to the sky. As it says in the lyrics, Mr. Latousse. Was found with the guitar high in the sky over the stage. That could be true. Or, well, that is probably part of it. No series of coincidences could be so well conceived. And why are you connected to every point, Clavier? Or, well, we need to prove why he's connected to the murder, I guess, right? But, he's right, scientifically speaking. What would Waki have said? That concert was whack, yo. It's hard to argue when she pours her heart out into it like that. Anyway, the shooter. He moved the body to match the you're singing song. Does the prosecution have any idea why do you do all that? You want my scientific opinion? No clue. But he clearly had a reason to go through all that trouble. Some deep reason. Deep reason. Not only... Oh. Wait. Not only did he steal my keys, he torched my guitar. Unforgivable acts, even if he had a reason, and worse, if he had none. Wait. Near the body. He clearly had a reason to go through... Wait, no, he's just saying only. And Diva's complaints aside, I can't imagine someone doing this just on a whim. The Diva's complaints aside, damn. Fräulein Detective, I take offense to that description. Indeed, it does seem too well rehearsed, shall we say? Yes, the crime was planned for sure. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim. That is a weird statement. But we'll run with it. But Mr. Latousse spoke English. May have come to this country before. I looked into that, I assure you. Oh? It was his first time in the country, it seems. Apparently he learned English on his own. Ah, nice. Great. You see, no one here had a motive to kill him, and certainly not in such an elaborate fashion. It does seem difficult to imagine. Unless our famous prosecutor did it as a publicity stunt. Publicity stunt, Clavier? I can see it. What did you say? Prosecutor Gavin, you did this to promote your song? I mean, any publicity is good publicity, right? Even if it's bad. Ha! Of course not, and I'm quite dismayed by the ludicrous nature of her claim. Why would I need promotion? Everyone already listens to my music. Can I cross-examine that, Your Honor? They're even in my textbook at school. And I've never heard of them. What does that say about me? Oh, I was just kidding. Don't get all worked up, Glimmer Boy. Damn, Emma throwing shade. Mahi practically left his signature on the scene. This is the big part. What do you mean by the signature? What do you mean by his signature? Calling that line out. The bullet holes in the wall, of course. The bullet holes. What do you mean by that? The revolver was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the wall. That means what exactly? That dressing room isn't exactly spacious. Picture the shooter facing off with the victim in there. They can't have been more than 5 feet apart. Where are burn marks on if they're close, gun leave burn mark, as we from previous case, maybe. It'd be difficult, almost impossible to miss at that range. Difficult to miss, you say? Very. Assuming the shooter could properly aim. No, you can't be serious. Mahi, he can't see. That's why he missed? It's the only explanation that makes sense. Use sound and other senses to fire the gun. Poorly. There was music blaring. Also, that would have been like taking a shot in the dark. I mean, which does explain the second shot, but, that reminds me, the monitor in that room was... Thank you, Clavier! The monitor was blaring music at the time. Hardly ideal conditions for tracking by sound. A blind shooter! No wonder he missed! I knew those bullet holes would come back to haunt me. Think, Justice. What do I do now? Ooh. I feel like that's a relevant point, but... we'll raise an objection. Sure, there were bullet holes left in the... I feel bad about doing this one. But that doesn't prove the shooter couldn't see. Oh, how so? Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim. That's certainly a possibility. And it might have been the revolver's fault. That is true. The revolver? The revolver was a very large caliber, correct? The shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon. Why, it could dislocate their shoulder. Exactly. The defendant, Mahi Tobaya, is, as you can see, tiny. Damn. It's not so hard to picture him firing the gun and missing entirely. The kickback alone would throw off his aim. True. A convincing argument, to be sure. Ha ha! Take that, smug. There's definitely a butt at the end of that, Apollo. Take that, smug prosecution. Apollo. Huh? What? That bit about Mahi being tiny. And the gun throwing his arm off his arm. Throwing off his aim. Aren't you kind of, admitting that he did it? Yeah. Oh. Does not matter why he missed. I think the point about him being blind and firing a gun is more important than... But we'll go with it. What matters is that the shooter was, without a doubt, the defendant. Even the defense seems to agree on that point. Christ. I really put my foot in my mouth this time. So we're all saying the shooter was Mahi, currently. But let's get the facts of the matter on the record. If you would, Fräulein Detective. Very well. The witness will add this to her testimony. Right. Aha. In the state of the crime scene, I conclude that the shooter was blind. How can you prove that? You can't say he was blind just because of those bullet holes in the wall. I think I've proven that. I wouldn't call it proof per se. Huh? You've merely raised a possibility. Foreline Detective has made a most logical conjecture based upon the evidence. Of course, there is more evidence than just bullet holes. The defendant was the only one who could have escaped through the air vent. I think the murderer didn't leave the room. Is probably how it happened. But wait, if he was blind, how do you know about the air vent in the first place? Ah, a very good point. Well, Fräulein Detective, if you would care to explain. Well, there were, what, scratch marks? Or I think maybe even Mahi's prints? I think Mahi's fingerprints were on the air duct, so that's a loss for Mahi. He certainly seems sure of himself. Recall the crime scene if you would. There was a stepladder. Thank you for clarifying. Below the air vent. As it happens, maintenance was scheduled for that day. Custodial staff went around checking all the air vents. I don't believe it. Everyone backstage was told about the maintenance, including Mahi Tobaya. He would have known that there would be a way out at the top of the ladder. Or at the top of the step ladder. But that's... Why is this the first time I'm hearing about this? Because you're just a defense attorney. You could have figured it out yourself. You only need to consider what that stepladder was doing there. For the lore. Look! Looks like the defense's objection has been squashed by a stepladder. Well, Herr Forehead? Out of ammunition, perhaps. I've never seen Prosecutor Gavin so aggressive. Maybe he's caught the scent of blood. Apollo, don't you have something? Anything? You know what we need? We need something to prove the killer could see. That'll put him in his place. Proving the shooter was sighted would do it. I would take down one of their central points. I've been evidence that the... that they could see? I mean, how did they get to the gun in the first place? I don't know if we have evidence for that. That they could see. Other than, like, getting to the gun? There is the possibility where you can bring up the point that they could, how'd they do everything else if they couldn't see too, but... Give any evidence that can prove that, though. No need. This feels like a present evidence situation. I'm gonna try no need, though. I don't think I have anything. I can't think of anything that proves the shooter could see. Her face does not exactly project confidence. Maybe you should just accept it and move on. Apollo, grow a backbone. Very well. I couldn't even get a word. Oh, I couldn't even get a word in edgewise. This doesn't look so good, does it, Apollo? No, it doesn't. What do we do? First, we don't panic. Even though Mahi's case is leaking water by the gallon. Gavin's on a roll, and it seems up to me to stop him. Okay. You do have to... It is this press statement we are looking for. Defendant, they knew about the maintenance. Okay, well, we do have to present evidence here.
Proving the shooter was sighted would do it. Fine, I accept the prosecution's challenge. As I knew you would, Herr Forehead. What exactly am I up against here? The prosecution is saying the shooter missed because they couldn't see. Therefore, Mahi, who's blind, did it.
The defense will please present their evidence. Evidence that overturns the prosecution's claim that the shooter couldn't see.
Who? The prosecution is saying the shooter missed because they couldn't. Therefore, Mahi, who's blind, did it. Oh, I can't even look at the people. Could it be the room? Maybe. Or... Time elapsed between shooting. I don't think it's that. I feel like we should examine the, the revolver in more detail, but okay, that's just the point. Don't point it at me. The cat. All right, I remember that. The magic cat bullets. Revolving chamber. Revolver Wonderbar. Okay. I went through these. Okay. So maybe different. People like Trucy. I could try the. I think it might be the diagram, because like, how do you get? Maybe he was. How do you get shot behind? It might be the picture too. I'm gonna try the picture. Hey, I don't know why, but I got it. This is that evidence.
The photograph of the crime scene.
I was thinking, like, how'd he shoot him from behind? Maybe? I don't care much for the smirk on Prosecutor Gavin's face. But this is no time to think twice. Time to press on. Yes, Your Honor, the crime scene. There's something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution's point. Then perhaps you'd best show us this something. Get your finger... Ah, goddamn, I'm not over. Put it to good use, yeah? Well, safe scumming, my best friend.
Very well. Show us what you're talking about, Mr. Justice.
It could be the writing. That hasn't been mentioned yet, but I think it could be... There's no bullet hole. There's no bullet hole. There's 3 shots. I thought about that. They fucking... They never mentioned anything about the gun. I was like, there has to be something about the gun. And then there's no bullet hole in the back of his tux. Look, the contradiction's right there, plain as day.
Your finger has a force of weight.
There's no bullet hole, god damn it. But I'm afraid
your argument lacks, Mr. Justice. I see it.
I believe all he has added to our understanding of this photo is his fingerprint. I would hope you could refrain from soiling the evidence, Herr Forehead. Then it's gotta be this, right? The writing? The contradiction is right here. The smeared bloodstains.
I thought it was just my blurry vision. But it really was blurry. The way the victim's hand is raised above his head. Much like a gesture I have seen many times in this court. He's pointing to something, Your Honor.
It's almost as if he wrote something. Aha! I get it. At least, I think I get it.
Get what, Fräulein?
When Mr. Lettuce was shot, he tried to write something. And what would he write but the shooter's name? And what would he write it in but his own blood? Pretty good, huh? That's a possibility, but, I don't know. Thanks for making my point for me. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here. It warrants a more thorough analysis, but I don't know about the shooter's name.
That does seem to be a distinct possibility.
It's because they smudged it. That, what's it called? If the shooter was blind, they wouldn't smudge the blood afterwards. That's why. But there could be an explanation for why it was smudged anyways.
That does seem to be a distinct possibility.
The victim wrote the killer's name. It's certainly a logical conclusion. Drat! I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that.
Of course it's rubbed out. Why, if I were a killer, I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind.
Neither would I. Point proven, thank you very much. No one has anything else to say.
About what?
So the prosecution accepts this. You agree that this was the victim making attempts to record the name of the killer, and that the killer tried to rub the name out. What's your point? What's my point? Let me ask you this. How did the killer know the victim was writing their name? Well, Mr. Lettuce was writing something in blood. Once the killer saw what it was... Wait.
Once he saw what it says.
But what, did you just testify about the shooter? I said they were blind. Ah! Emma. Yet the crime scene itself contradicts that. The killer had to have been able to see. I don't fully believe Mahi's blind, though. But why would they rub out the name in blood otherwise? But I'm not going to mention that right now. May I remind the court that the defendant Mahi Tobaya couldn't have... Oh, wait. Is blind. He couldn't have been the shooter. Impossible!
Order! Prosecutor Gavin, please explain to me what this all means.
He needs an explanation.
I mean, looking at this photo, it seems quite clear that the shooter could see. Yet, until now...
Hey. Seems I owe the court an apology. Hey, at least he apologizes. The Gavineers are a band of with law enforcement ties, yet a murder occurred during our concert. Apparently, this caused some confusion over jurisdiction. As a result, some reports were not filed in an entirely timely manner. How are you trying to play this off? I'm not sure I like the vibe I'm getting here. Me neither, Apollo. Hey, Apollo, look at him. Why is Prosecutor Gavin relaxed and smiling like that? Like he knows something we don't. And he's about to tell us. I've got an idea. Let's rock! Dude, Clavier song's so good. With these documents. But before that... New evidence? You're presenting new evidence now? Alright. I have a question for the Fräulein detective. If I may. What? Tell me. Why do you think that Mahi Tobaya is blind? Huh? What did he say? What are you saying? Of course he's blind. Of course. He's the blind pianist, right? So he doesn't Lemurior lead him around by the hand all the time? No way. I have a report here on the defendant Mahitabaya. According to this, Mahitabaya can see perfect... I called it. I didn't believe it for a second. The kid gets around way too well to be blind. What? His blindness was merely a publicity ploy by those clever Virginians. The clever Virginians. They do it once again. He can see quite well. But you said... What did I say exactly? Herr Forehead, not once in this course of the trial have I claimed the defendant was... That's mean. That's quite mean. Fine, you can have it. The only one who did was the Fräulein detective. But that's a significant fact, yes. Consider Mahitabaya sees. And he was the only one who could have fled through the air vent. I see no problem with this. But what about the bullet holes in the wall? That does... On to question. Yes, the bullet holes. Also, I do think our photo doesn't have a bullet hole through his shoulder completely. So unless they took off the jacket and then put back on the jacket, I believe Herr Forehead neatly explained those for us. He didn't miss because he couldn't see. It was the kickback of the .45 caliber revolver. Ah, God damn it, Herr Forehead. A simple accident, in other words. How's that? I'm afraid your objection has just flown off to brighter skies. This is where the real fun begins, Herr Forehead. It's feeling like it's about time to gather more evidence. Not quite, though. I knew you didn't have what it took. You jerk. Just what was I here for? Comic relief? I'll snackoo you. Then, yeah, apologize. Sorry. That's no way to apologize. He's angered the Trucy now. Look out! Trucy right? Angry?
If we could please end the bickering now.
Whatever, I'm not leaving. I can't leave like this. I'll come up with some clue to solving this case if it kills me.
But your testimony has already given us enough to convict the defendant.
Don't say that. Aha! Forensic scientists coming in. What? This bloodstain. The criminal tried to wipe it off, right? That seems to be what happened, yes. We might be able to find out what was really written here. Now you want to investigate. Okay. Really, you can do that. That's right. With this. New forensics tool? It's called, never mind. Old forensics, it's called luminol. Maybe you know of it. It's a chemical that reacts to blood. Yes. Have we done those tests yet? As if I'm going to tell you. The bloodstains covered a section of the carpet. That was a carpet? Wait, that was a carpet? That's a nice, very, what's it called? Very smooth carpet. In order to perform blood tests, that section was removed and submitted. Perhaps we should request it here in court now. That'd be helpful. Right, go for it, Apollo. I have to do it. Huh? I have to do the test? You just have to spray the luminol on it. Simple. A chemical that reacts to blood. I've heard of that somewhere. Uh-huh.
Yes, I believe an analysis is called for. Have at it.
We're supposed to have analysts do this? Right, ready? It's easy as pie. Just press space. Yes. Here, give it a try. Hollow, your handshake. Let's do this. That's a number. Oh, I can, IPXX 314206? I P maybe a Y or maybe an X. Uh it picks 314206. Wow, it really works. This must be the power of science. Ah. Oh, Monty, welcome back. Thanks for the head pats. It picks 314206. Is that the killer's name? I don't think so. Sounds like a drug. Oh, and for the hydrate redeem too. Well, make sure to drink water, kids. Aha, I have it. So, what is it? I thought those letters, IPXX, looked familiar. This is an Interpol ID number. Ah, okay. Interpol? Interpol? You mean the International Police Agency? I don't think Interpol was involved in the original trilogy, but it was definitely a part of investigations, so... Yes, most are undercover agents working to solve international crimes. Why would he write that number? IP for XX? A case number, maybe? Also, what was it? 314206? I should have definitely wrote that. Let me write that number down very, very quickly, just in case. Before I lose it for good. IPXX Pi 206. Why would Mr. Latouche even know a number like that? Good show, Forehead Detective. Rock up! Huh? Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Ah! Daryon, are you there? Come up to the witness stand. I love that they are all just doing their jobs now. Daryon? Is it Daryon or Daryon? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm going with Daryon. You heard what we need. Go check into this Interpol ID number. That's Daryon's his detective. Oh, sure thing. Give me 30 minutes. No, give me 27.
I'm not sure what to think of all this. The prosecution's case is airtight, or so it seems. Yet if this number is really that of an Interpol agent...
Oh wait, I know. What if Mahi Tobaya really is an undercover Interpol agent? That would be a wild twist. I guess we'll find out, huh? That would be a possibility. Latouche is a mass murderer, serial killer?
A possibility, yes. And one that would mark him as the killer for certain.
Maybe he had a reason to kill then, huh? Why did Latouche know an Interpol ID number? That's what I want to know. Well, we have some time while we await Daryon's report. Let's work on unraveling another mystery, shall we? A curious mystery concerning Mahi Tobaya. What are you talking about? Fräulein Detective, please accept my apologies. I received word that the defendant could, in fact, see just before the trial begun, and you held on to it. It seems too much of a bother to tell you. Damn! Too much of... You had me until that last bit. Does this not raise a rather straightforward question? Well, sure. Why did Mahi pretend he couldn't see?
True. Exactly. Snap, snap, snap. It makes little sense. Ah, you're a performer. What do you think, Herr Forehead? Huh? Me? Mahitabaya pretended he was blind. Do you know why? How could he know? Wait, Prosecutor Gavin knows why, doesn't he? This is known from the start of the trial. He's been leading us on the whole time. Something wrong. Do you think perhaps this is all some kind of game? Apparently you do. No, that the moment I heard that report, I knew why. Can I see the report then? I suppose people who have sold over 1 million records really are something else. Damn. Giving him fame, too. What does that have to do with anything? There was a reason why Mahitobaya pretended to be blind. But it wasn't for his own sake. Getting the picture now. Lemurior? Why? Lemurior, maybe? Or Latus? What? Latus died, though. Ease? I don't know. It wasn't for himself. Well, Mr. Justice, can you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had to feign blindness? Safe scumming my friends. Show evidence. Well, he had no reason to pretend he couldn't see. Which means, no, it couldn't be. Good show, Herr Forehead. It seems you've thought of something. Why can't I figure out these things on my own? I hate having to take clues from this guy. Very well, look at this. This is why you pretended he couldn't see. Sightseeing music? It told us what it said. Oh wait, it was something about like the landscaping paint. The landscaping musician or whatever. I don't think it's the lyric. I think it has to be the postcard. Surely? I'm not sure if I'm right. That is Lemurior. I knew how to be involved with Lemurior, but Lemurior and Mahitabaya recall the relationship. Yeah. In particular, their unique arrangement over the years before visiting our country. Lemurior and our pianist. They would always walk together, she leading him by the hand. Is this something they've been doing for years then? Or is Mahi kinda new? Even when they got on stage, she would lead him to the piano. She would walk all the way over there with him. That's right, because he was, quotation marks, blind. She led him at all times, and never letting him go. All times? Yet we have just learned something that makes their arrangement peculiar indeed. Mahi could see. Why did they have to keep up this act the whole time? Well, wasn't it part of their performance? I think there's a simpler explanation. Mahi did not need to be led by the hand at all. That can only mean one thing. Really? Really. It was all the other way around. A turnabout, you could say, huh? Fine. That's fair. That's fair. Huh. You know. She didn't really... Her eyes were kind of static, but it's kind of hard to tell. The one who needed to be led by the hand was Lemurior. What's this? So you mean to say Lemurior she's... Yes, Your Honor, Lemurior is blind.
What? What?
Order! Order! This is crazy! Prosecutor Gavin!
Is it now?
Please shed some sanity on this madness! The defense has made an outrageous claim!
The only thing outrageous I see about the defense is his vast forehead. It is quite outrageous. Yet I see it is not vast in vain this time. He is quite correct.
But that makes no sense!
Yeah, wasn't she supposed to be the landscape painter in sound or something? The woman sells better, huh? Well, since we have her here, why not ask Lemurior herself? I believe she is still in the witness waiting room. Apollo, what does this mean for our case? Everything, her testimony about seeing anything is invalid. What she heard makes more sense. Huh. Okay. Well, we have to go over her whole testimony again, basically. Don't ask me. I had no idea she couldn't see. I hadn't even imagined it until now. I should have thought about Lemurior. God damn it.
Bailiff, bring in Lemurior!
I absolutely called Ma he wasn't blind, but I didn't think about why he wasn't blind. Lemurior, it pains me deeply to call you before us again in this way. And yet I must. Please, do not be concerned on my behalf. Those eyes. She really can't see him. I will say I did make a mental note of this, because, it is true. What's so good way to... She's like, she kind of reacted funny. She had, I guess she had a shocked emotion with her veil flipping up, but whatever. I didn't call it. Funny, is it that a little lie born in the Virginian countryside would one day grow to entangle the entire world?
So you are?
Yes. She does blink normally, though, as I mentioned before. I have no memory of the time before I became Lemurior. Know, too, that my memory begins in darkness. The word light has no meaning for Lemurior.
Ah, I see.
You may recall me saying something toward the beginning of this trial, Herr Forehead. What's that? Ah, you bastard. I believe I said it was unfortunate this crime had no direct witnesses. Yeah, call me out. Ah. Now, Lemurior, I must ask you to stand once more. Will you testify to the court about your eyes? Of course. It was never my intent to deceive any of you. May I begin, Your Honor?
Yes, of course. Though I admit, I'm a little lost here.
I think we're all a bit lost here, Your Honor. Okay. Lemurior's eyes. I have no memory of the light. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew it. That's fair. That's fine. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others. What about your new staff, Mr. Latouche? Suspicious.
But this is a murder trial.
I apologize. It was part of my contract, you see. Is this what she was hiding? Probably. It was to keep my blindness a secret no matter what. Music is everything for me. I never imagined something like this would happen. She told us the truth in the beginning. When she said she saw nothing. Yeah.
Very well. Does the defense have anything to add? I'd like to cross-examine.
But what is there left to ask?
There's one thing, in her testimony that bothered me.
Perhaps it is best we let you get it out of your system.
Someday you'll come to understand that pressing is life, and the importance of thinking for yourself. Very well, the defense may proceed. However, be aware that this court will not tolerate any questions deemed too stressful to the witness. Okay, it's only one part that bothered me. Just let me ask about that and I'll be happy. Penalty if I press, which means safe's coming. Smile. The missing body. That's probably true. Let me find which statement it is, I think, first. To be in the world, darkness in town. That's probably true. It's probably the staff line. So, you don't know why you went blind? I do not. I may have been born this way, in fact. It's fruitless to attempt to pry into her past. And I might add it's a delicate subject. I'm not sure we can reasonably expect Mr. Justice to do anything delicately. You're not wrong there. Hey, why I oughta. Take a deep breath and calm down. What I am now is all that I have. Is it enough? It is enough, I think. Aww. I debut in a world of darkness and sound. Weren't you nervous with the stage in your condition? No. Not at all, surprisingly. I mean, if all you can remember is blindness, then... you know, it's not like you lost anything. It's not like going blind later on in life. She just doesn't remember what it's like to see. Felt natural, singing in front of everyone. It's not something just anyone could do. That's fair. She has a talent, that much is quite clear. How did she learn lyrics for the song, though? Who translated the lyrics for her, actually? I mean, this is probably just a copy, right? Okay. You might even say that she is beloved by the gods of music. Even without the light, I live perfectly happy in my world of sound. If that is a talent, as you say, then I think the gods responsible. Aww. What about your PR motto? The producer came up with it. Before, perhaps your music reminded him of the Borginian scenery? No, it's quite the opposite. The opposite? According to my producer, my music has a certain global quality. Global? Multicultural, if you will. Hard to pin to one region. I would need to hear another song. People listen to it, and they picture the country closest to their hearts. Okay. Which is why my music has reached so many. Japanifornia. What a lovely story. It sounds like this producer might have known what he was doing after all. My songs are nothing more than a white... Alright. fair play. To me, the real landscape painters are the listeners. When I think of that, I do not mind how I am represented to the world so much. Yet, one thing quickly led to another. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. How's she getting around now, then? I guess, well, Gavin was in on it, so... But how'd she get to the witness stand unaided, huh?
Was that to protect your image as the landscape painter in the sound? It does not matter so much to me, really. But the label is quite concerned about it, I think. A landscape painter who can't see, that's like a pianist who can't play, huh? I'm not sure you can compare your father to the little Birior. Debatable. The world of commercial music is filled with these little white lies. Yeah, that's fair. Nothing is sacred when it comes to publicity. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others. When you say your staff, do you include Mr. Latouche? Of course, he was my manager. So he knew, and that's what's been bugging me.
Something the matter, Mr. Justice?
I believe I know what is bothering our young defense attorney. We're thinking of when you discovered the body, yes? Is he right, Apollo? Yes, I was. The siren. Yeah, your statement was whack as hell. The siren can't have witnessed if she was blind. He's alive. This is like the fourth time I'm not reading this again.
Oh, witness.
Cold.
Can't.
Witness can't see. It does change it. Hang in there, Mr. Latouche. Tell me, who was the witness?
The witness is Siren.
So she was a witness. She can't see, though. The witness can't see. So Latouche told me that's the witness, and he named you. Why would he do that? He knew you were blind. I don't know. She was in the room, though, maybe. Tisk tisk. What did I just say? You need to learn to think for yourself. Meaning what? There is no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Think of his last words. Yeah, I corrected it.
The witness, Siren.
Not those.
We've heard them many times, along with a little play acting by our defense.
I remember them well myself, but that statement is not what I refer to. I mean, what he said before that. Yeah. Before? What came before? Can't see. That's right. He tried to tell you. When he said can't see, he wasn't... I should have caught on to that. That one's so obvious. That one's so obvious. God damn it. Said he can't see. He wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about the witness.
I see.
No, you don't. Too bad the defense did not. Well, Herr Forehead, try relaxing and looking at the facts first next time.
Order!
Recall Lemurior's earlier testimony. I was on my way to the stage, from the stage to the backstage exit. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. Yes?
But she couldn't have heard those gunshots. I thought we proved that.
That is not the most important point here.
Huh?
The moment he was shot, Mr. Latouche witnessed her through that window. Why else would he have named her as the witness? But I really did hear them. 2 gunshots. And the man's voice. Unfortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was closed. We have already run a simulation, of course. But it was so clear. If I heard that voice again, I would know it in an instant. Thank you, game. Slightly important.
Your Honor. What is it, bailiff? Can't you see we're in session here, Daryan? We have the results back from the investigation, Your Honor. The investigation?
The Interpol number that Mr. Latouche left us.
Well, let's hear it. We will continue this cross-examination afterwards. Detective Crescend, your report, please.
Aha. I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find this answer intriguing. Quick work as always, Daryan.
Well, tell us about the number. Is the defendant a secret agent?
IPXX 314206. The agent registered under this number. That was Romain Latouche.
Okay.
What? Our undercover Interpol agent was Mr. Latouche himself. He was apparently in the middle of an operation. So when he wrote those letters, like the plot thickens, huh? He was trying to tell us his own identity.
Why? Why is it important that we know he's involved with Interpol? I guess we could, well, probably case files, I guess, but,
And a cautious killer tried to wipe them all away. Mr. Latouche was an undercover Interpol agent. So him being Lemire Yor's manager was just,
either a cover or he was investigating. Maybe Mahi is our murderer, huh?
There's one other important detail I found. Well, it concerns that 45 caliber revolver,
Thank you.
Apparently, it belonged to Romain Latouche. He had an Interpol permit to carry firearms, and the registration number on the revolver matched. So the victim was killed with his own weapon, which makes sense.
Can we have proof that he was killed by the... Where's my ballistic markings? Statement. I would like absolute proof that the revolver was the murder weapon, and that
it's hard to imagine someone who wasn't an Interpol agent with such a large revolver. So the victim was an Interpol agent on an undercover op. I wonder how much that ties into everything. It's gotta tie in somehow, you think?
yeah, somehow.
Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescend. It's a great help.
Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out.
What was that?
Wait.
She recognized a voice. A grown man's voice. Okay. If it had... I mean, it had to be either... I guess it could have been me, huh? Me, Clavier, or Daryan. So, you know. He's not a singer, so... He wasn't playing over the intercoms.
Lemire, is something the matter?
That voice just now. Daryan. Mr. Daryan, is it? It was him. I'm sure of it.
It was him!
You weren't saying.
And our miscue comes into play. Wink, wink.
That voice I heard talking to Mr. Latouche when I heard that gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Daryan.
Oh.
Is this some kind of joke?
That was both a great sound effect and also I did not like hearing that.
Is this some kind of joke?
Almost like a nails on chalkboard for me, I guess.
What? Huh? No way! Daryan, what are you getting up to? The courtroom fell into such a chaotic state, the trial had to be suspended temporarily. I've never seen that happen. That is true. I mean, there's definitely more to investigate, but, of course, it's not every day you get an accusation like that. Lemire fingering Daryan Crescent. Not only is he a guitarist, he's a detective. That is true. Police corruption? Wink, wink. Could it really have been his voice Lemire heard? Things were changing fast, and frankly, I wasn't sure I could keep up with it. Hey, no whipping out now, Apollo. But there is a to be continued screen. Bum, bum, bum. Alright. Pretty good. As usual, there is always more to investigate for day 2. I did figure Daryan would be kind of included in the suspects. I don't know if he did it yet, though. I'm wondering at this point, like, a lot of Mahi's hidden truths or whatever were revealed. Or hidden truths, secrets, were revealed. But what's it called? I don't think Mahi's cleared yet. I think the air vent there was something about the air vent with Mahi. I think his like fingerprints were on it or something like that. I don't quite remember. I don't think actually I don't think he's the murderer. But he did run into the murderer when he went out of Lemire's room. I think basically the Well, we need to look into the concert side of things, basically, to verify the positions of people during the concert. Because if Daryan happened to be missing at any point, as our missed cue would suggest, then there's a possibility that he was backstage or in the dressing rooms. But it seems like a stretch currently. With current information. I do think the murderer never left the room, though. I will continue for a little bit, but probably not too much longer. July 9th, 2:12. Hey, Apollo! What? Well, you know. Actually nothing. I mean, something. Or maybe not. How with it? The suspense is giving me an ulcer. Well, you know, the trial today, I was thinking. If you gave it a score, what score would you give it? A score? Gee. I would say a 6 out of 10. I guess I would, or maybe, well, I'm just as bad as you. See, it's so vague. Clearly. Mahi avoided a guilty verdict, which is something. Although I can't say I'm any less confused about the case. Yep. I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. IPX 314206 was Romain Latouche. And the victim, Mr. Latouche. Who would have guessed he was actually an undercover Interpol agent? What a mess. And we don't have any idea what he was investigating. Well, true. We know who shot him now. Lemire told the whole court. Wait, that voice just now. It was him, I'm sure of it. That voice I heard talking to Mr. Latouche when I heard the gunshots fired was him. Mr. Daryan. It's another mystery, Apollo. I love mysteries. Aw. Okay. Why you be such a spoil sport, Apollo? I don't. Speaking of mysteries, what's Mr. Right up to? I wouldn't mind asking his opinion. Ooh, I would also. Now that you mention it, I haven't seen Daddy around. Well, he just hasn't been part of this case at all. What? Is he some kind of stray that just wanders in and out at will? I wouldn't say that, but he has been going out a lot. Doing what? Some top secret mission, he said. Top secret, huh? Anyway, you can't just rely on him to save the day. And you've got me to help. We'll be fine. Fine, right. Apollo, you're the Mr. I'm fine guy. Come on. Well, time's a wasting. As they say, let's investigate. That's the spirit. All right. I'll have to head back. Day 2 investigation 2. Any idea? Oh. Daryon did it. Lemire dropped a bomb in the court today. It was Daryon. Lemire said she never forgotten a voice, right? That's so cool! I guess. What's that called again? Elephant ears? I bet that's what they're called. Somehow I don't think that means what you think it means. What if it was a voice actor, huh? And she has to be wrong this time. Wrong? Why? I mean, look. Those gunshots were right during the concert. That's right. I was burning up the dance floor at the time. Right. Did you happen to look up at on the stage? Ooh. Maybe at Daryon, even. You bet I did. He's one of the Gavineers' guitarists, after all. He's so cool. Oh. That was a hologram, Your Honor. Right. All the Gavineers had a rock-solid alibi. Nah, well, we need... I would like to confirm that, basically. He couldn't have shot Mr. Lachus's backstage. But Lemire heard him, didn't he? Didn't she? She heard Daryon backstage, right? Somebody's either wrong or lying very badly. Could have been the speaker, but... maybe he had a vocalist. He had a vocalist part in the song, maybe. An Interpol agent, huh? I was wondering, what is Interpol anyway? Huh? Interpol? That's the guy who they're the guys who catch international criminals. Why can't they just call them international police instead of making up some silly name? Yeah, anyway, you think he was investigating Lemire? That is very true. What was he investigating? What? Why would anyone do that? She's not a criminal. She couldn't be. Don't be fooled by appearances, all I'm saying. But remember, I'm a magician, Apollo. I can spot a palmed coin at 50 paces. If only it were that easy. In any case, we know he was working on something. I wonder if it was something that has something to do with something. That's a statement. I wonder if it was something that has something to do with something. That something being our case. The last something, I mean. Something like that. Frankly, the whole thing is making my head hurt. What is Mr. Latus up to? Oh, fuck. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Phoenix? Why are you being creepy? Trucy, was that another one of your tricks? It wasn't me. I can even make Mr. Hat laugh like that. That's right. I completely forgotten. He wasn't mentioned at all and we never talked to him. Oh my god. Oh, I forgot. He was there. He was there. Oh man. He was there. There was a third man. He's wearing gloves too. Does Darion wear? Fuck. I don't think Darion. I don't have a full. Wherever the mundane gives way to miracles, a word is whispered. Gramare. Gramare. Aha. He was there. This might be our murderer. It's quite the upbeat track, though. Hey, the other day, a cousin of, not the same, but a fan, old fans. Ah! Who's there? Huh? We didn't just imagine that, did we? He was wearing a silk hat. Friend of yours? Hardly. We meet again. Nice to meet you. Who are you? And could you please stop smirking like that? It's you, Uncle Valen. Uncle Valen? He's your uncle. No, silly. It's the great Gramare. Valiant is it Valiant or Valiant? Valiant Gramare. Valiant Gramare? There's no Y. Valiant Gramare. The Grand Magician.
Yes, it is I, the great Valiant Gramare, as seen on television.
And could you please stop smirking like that?
It's been a while, Miss Trucy. 7 years to be exact.
Suspicious. He has an unsolved case, a wrongfully solved case. Valid.
My, how you've grown!
Good to see you again, Uncle Valid. You look exactly the same. I hate to intrude, but what is a great magician doing paying us a visit?
I believe it was you who wished to see me. So be quick with your questions. And do not quail, quake, or quiver. I am quite tame. Though my stardom may sear the sights, I'm quite down to earth when the need calls.
He does have a certain aura to him, it's true. Let's ask him about the case, Apollo. His aura sure isn't lost on our magician in the making. She's practically drooling with enthusiasm. Aw. After all, Uncle Valance, one of Daddy's best friends. That's why I call him Uncle. Oji-san. What? Daddy? You mean Mr. Right? No, I mean... my real dad. Ah, she is adopted, huh? Trucy lore, okay. Trucy's a real father. Ooh. Okay. Let me... Those conversations led way... Can I even, like, move, too? Maybe. That's probably where we were at. But, I did not know the name of the venue, either. Let me do the area first, though, before I talk to him. A faded photograph showing one of Trucy's favorite magicians. She talks to it daily for good luck. Ah! I almost forgot! I hope I become a famous grand magician. Oh, and I hope Apollo becomes an ace attorney. Hey! There, all done. I suppose if you're going to talk to inanimate objects, the photo isn't so bad. Title draw. How's your magic act coming along? Well, I've been working on my cups and balls routine. Is there... Is that the one where the ball moves from under one cup to the other? That's right, the very same. Here, watch. First, I put one of the cups over the balls, then I snap my fingers. I don't know if that came through. I snapped though. Ta-da! The ball's under the other cup. It's not there. Huh? Watch me pull something out of my magic paintings. Nice try. Guess I know what I'll be doing tonight. Practicing. You can be my audience, Apollo. Aw, that's cute. I like this theme for Gamare. I've seen some restaurants that set out real food to show what's on the menu. I have too, but I noticed something strange. One time, there was a sandwich without any lettuce. Like it had disappeared by magic. I'm sure someone just swiped the lettuce and ate it. Wait, that sandwich, you did it. Apollo, you shouldn't eat sample food, no matter how hungry you are. Just how hard up do you think I am? You know, that ring kinda gets in the way. The client the other day tripped on it and fell on the floor, sending my ring rolling out the door. You know how long it took me to find it? You know how long it took to calm down the client? And in the end, they walked out without hiring us. Could you clean up a bit? Oh, but don't you think the props give the office a festive, fun-filled mood? I'm not sure law office is out to be festive and fun-filled. Apollo, this is a Write Anything agency. As CEO, I want an office that says we know how to have fun. I guess it is her office, isn't it? True. True sees the lead. I mean, it's certainly in the Apollo, or, Phoenix. Well, how about some tea? Here you go. Thanks. That's nice. But this is not the time to be drinking tea. Oh, that's right. We have to get investigated. Ah, that was a close call. We almost relaxed. Catch yourself relaxing on the job? That's one of those hats that you pull things out of, right? Of course! My hats are like a little universe. Bigger on the inside than on the outside. That reminds me of a sci-fi show I used to watch. Incidentally, my pocket is a little universe too. And my panties, and... I get the idea. How many more pockets does she have? A strange split box leers at me from the wall. No matter how many times I see that, it still strikes me as odd. Really? I guess I've gotten used to it after growing up with it always around the house. What kind of home did you grow up in? I'd hide in there when we played hide and seek. You get in, slide the section around, and you're impossible to find. I bet you would be. Charlie, how you doing? Mr. Charlie, the potted plant. Huh? His leaves are looking a little... brown. Good morning, Mr. Charlie. Ah, Mr. Charlie, your leaves. Maybe you weren't giving him enough water. No, it must be stress. He's worried about the new recruit at the... Aww, Charlie, Mr. Charlie. Hey, don't blame it on me. You are watering him, right? It was Daddy's turn to water him this week. Ah! Mr. Wright has been away on his top-secret mission now. I'm sorry, Mr. Charlie. This is all my fault. I'll water you soon, promise. Aw. And finally, the law books. There are several books of magic mixed in with the legal books. I dusted them recently. Nothing like the gleam of clean books. Alright. Valet Grammare. Troop Grammare. Okay. Oh, wait, Apollo. Don't tell me you don't know about Troop Grammare. Troop Grammare. Grammary? Huh? Is it, Wait. Oh! Grammary? I'm gonna stick with my pronunciation. It may be wrong, but you can, I'll fight you for it. But it does sound kind of familiar. Oh, lost life! Lamentable listless lads! Ha-ha! To not know the greatest troop of magicians on the planet! Where's Maximilian Galactica? Valet Grammare, the name began to surface in my mind. It was a name I'd heard on television as a child. You bet you've heard the name. He made a cruise ship disappear and blew up an amusement. What the hell? Oh, and he made all the gold disappear from a safe. and then escaped from a high security prison. Said that he is a magician, right?
I open the locks to hearts chained by mediocrity. This is the true miracle of Troop Grimare.
Wait. What, Apollo? I do remember seeing you on television a long time ago. But it was for a case, probably. Weren't you with someone else? Like, there's definitely a case. Like a duo. A duo? Yeah, you had a partner. Something, Grimare?
Yes. Zach Grimare.
Ah. See, I was kind of assuming it was a couple. Well, I guess. Maybe it could still be a couple. I was thinking mother. He's not the father of Trucy, though. So, that doesn't make sense.
Zach Grimare. A masterful maker of magic, a capable crafter of shining showmanship.
He died, didn't he? Why is everyone so quiet? Oh. Daddy. Daddy? What'd you step on, Apollo? God damn it.
Once upon a time, Troop Grimare included 2 grand magicians. Myself, Valiant Grimare, and my partner, Zach Grimare.
And this Zach was my real daddy. Ah, Trucy's father. A magician, I guess it makes sense. I had no idea. There wasn't much point in talking about it. Not now that he's gone. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's okay. I'm not lonely. I've got my daddy after all. And you make me laugh. Glad that I'm good for comedic relief, at least. Not that I see Daddy around much these days.
I've been remiss in remembering my reasons for my visit.
Reasons?
2, in fact. The first being, of course, to see you, Miss Trucy.
Oh, you don't know how happy I am to see you again, Uncle Valiant.
I'm sure you are. Not one for modesty, are you? When I encountered you at the Colosseum, the first time in 7 years, I could feign not contain my emotions. I wept oceans. And to learn you now defend that poor pianist, that blinded boy. 'Twas a hot topic of talk amongst the staff, you know. And defend him you did.
Well, it wasn't all my doing. I'm his defense attorney, actually.
My other reason for coming here today was this.
That's a videotape.
Quite so. A recording of the concert, no less.
Thank you very much. My man, you kind of a homie already, huh?
I've brought it for you, Trucy, on behalf of Troop Grimare. Will you watch it?
Sugar, sugar. They're replaying the song. I'm not worried about that. Mahi. Daryan. In the right, maybe? We're not looking about her. We don't care about her right now. Fire starts. A flash of light, maybe? God, these 3D models are so bad, but it's okay. She's wait, she's just hidden underneath. How did she get to the other side of the arena? I guess finding out that magic trick's part of it, huh? I mean, obviously the stage door is on the ground, but... Guitar, guitar... We couldn't see Daryan at all. He's still there, supposedly. Oh, wow. It's almost as good as if it was live. So, what's the word? Mysterious? There are more mysterious things than her song going on. Way more mysterious. Ha 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 ha! This is Valen Grimare. Has good reasons to be here today. I wonder what his reasons were to be at this concert. Uh-huh. Can I watch it at any time? Oh. What if we present it to him? And also, I'll look at it real quick. Oh. Wait. I think it was, like, barely there. Yeah, barely. Interesting that we can actually view this. The old games, that's gonna be important. I can tell you that much. What do you think of the tape? So I was wondering. The sun in the middle of the song there. I didn't see a stun. What about Lemurior vanishing and reappearing? Oh, that! I guess I'm so used to seeing what happened. That happened I didn't even notice. Ah, so young to be so jaded.
A simple sleight of hand.
Petite prestidigitation. Prestidigitation. Yeah. Prestidigitation. Wow, I cannot say that word. Prestidigitation.
A monicum of magic from me to you.
So that's why you were at the concert. He was involved in the concert, which means he had access backstage.
Yes. I was there to watch my trick take to the air.
So you're the only one. You're the one who knows how it was all done.
Of course. I am like a deity, with the stage as my domain. I suffer no mystery upon these floodlit boards, not grass tightly twixt my fingers. It is a potent primeval power I possess.
Well, do you think you could tell me how it was done? Hey now, Trucy. That's like totally against the rules, Apollo. Not during a murder investigation, it's not.
My is not. For my illusions are my alone, monsieur. Also
what?
Recall that the terrible occurrence happened later. Well, after my illusion entranced the audience.
It could have been used again, though. And we have a missing cue. I think I may see the connecting pieces. Maybe.
Oh. And don't even ask. I won't answer.
That's a good pose. Too bad for you, Apollo. Whose side are you on?
I, Valen Grimare, now make my leave, Miss Trucy.
There's no need to rush, Uncle Valent. You should stay a while.
I am afraid I cannot. I may not, I shall not. I've been asked to assist with an analysis, and so I shall slink back to the scene.
So you'll be at the concert venue today?
Correct. If you would call on me, come to the Coliseum. See you later, crocodile.
And with the goddamn, with the whirl of his cloak and a wink of his eye, wink, wink, he turned and walked through the door. Normally. Oh, well, there you go, Apollo. Let's get cracking. Right, Valen Grimare. I've got a few more things to ask him. I forgot to... Yeah, what do you think of my badge? I forgot to present the badge. God damn it. foremost among them. That bit of magic that made Lemurior disappear, yeah. And how he knows Trucy and her... I'm very intrigued by this, but probably irrelevant to this current case. We're not on the 7 years prior case. His trick is how the murder was committed, I think, though. Or at least partially. Or, well, it'll be used to explain a certain person's absence. Anyways, we now need to move onwards to the other areas. But it is starting to get a little bit late. And I think I'm gonna end things here, guys. So, thanks for stopping by. If you stopped by. Thanks for the raid, Ryuki. Hope you enjoyed, and hope Ace Attorney is going good for you if you're still here, or not, whatever. Anyways, I'm excited to get going, and I'll be back with this on Wednesday. Tomorrow I'll be playing Pragmata, clean up, and maybe not finish the story, but I'll either finish the story of Pragmata or clean up the areas I didn't clean up. But I'll be back with Ace Attorney on Wednesday for the rest of this investigation scene, and then day 2 investigation 2. But I hope you have a good one, guys. I'm Azrren, and I don't know if any viewers right now. Hard to tell. See you around, guys. I'll leave you here. Peace.